Adriano versus Eloy Miera in a 4-round bout. Weight not exceeding 154.
$150.0.
Adriano Sanchez, 150.
Okay, so Adriano Sanchez comes in at 150, 150. Now his opponent, Eloy Miera, will step onto the scale.
Eloy Miera.
148.2.
148.2.
148 and a quarter for Eloy Miera. So we have a match. Adriano Sanchez and Eloy Miera.
All right, right now joining me on the 8-Count Boxing Hour is a local boxer who's coming up. He's a power puncher. I've written about him in Flash and Boxing Update. This is Adriano Sanchez. We were calling you Amazing Adriano. Do you mind that nickname, or would you rather?
I don't mind it. No, whatever nickname you want to give me is fine with me.
Okay. Well, the first time that Henry T and I laid eyes on you in action, man, it was pretty impressive stuff, man. You seem to have quite a bit of power punch. I was calling you a Latino Thomas Hearns. What do you think about that?
Well, that's pretty cool. Thomas Hearns, he's one of my favorite boxers, and you know it's nice to be called after him. Yeah, and I just acquire all my power and my punching ability to hard training and a good trainer.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot about your training, that you work hard, train hard. You know, you do seem to have the style, the kind of the natural abilities of a Thomas Hearns. Of course, Thomas Hearns was a legendary amateur boxer. And how was your amateur? Did you do any boxing in the amateurs?
I did some boxing in amateurs, but it was mostly kickboxing. I mostly did kickboxing. I boxed in a few smokers that they had here in town, and I boxed also in one Golden Gloves tournament, and I took second there.
So you have a little boxing experience, but I think sometimes the transfer from kickboxing to boxing, isn't it kind of really different, or is it pretty similar? What do you think?
It's pretty difficult because in kickboxing you're not only watching for the hands, you're watching for the legs too. So, and you also concentrate on a different point of the body when you are kickboxing. You're more looking at the chest area, you know, to see if the kicks are coming and the punches. And that was an adjustment I had to make. So I've been working really hard in the gym and trying to work on my boxing skills, and it's coming around little by little.
That's good. I see we have Jose Ramirez here. Do you ever spar with Jose?
He's my sparring partner.
Is he?
Yes, sir.
And those are probably some pretty good wars in there.
Well, they're pretty good. It's pretty good bag work for him.
I don't know. Jose's not. I don't know if he's agreeing with that too much. But I found out, and I didn't know this, that you were quite a pitcher in high school, drafted by the Chicago Cubs. So tell us about that.
In 1990, I was playing for Rio Grande High School, and that was my senior year. And I used to throw pretty hard. So naturally, some of the college scouts and the professional scouts came down to see me. And it turns out that the Chicago Cubs were interested in me, so they drafted me in the 7th round of their draft. And I went to Mesa, Arizona, after they drafted me, and I went and played rookie ball for them in Huntington, West Virginia. And then I proceeded to play 3 more years for their minor league system. And I made it as far as A ball. And then in '94, I got my unconditional release after spring training. And that was pretty much it. I never really got back on the ball and tried to pursue my baseball professional, which I should have. And
so about what year did that end?
In '94.
Okay, so then you started boxing in '98?
I started boxing.
I mean pro boxing, but you...
Pro boxing in '98, right?
Yeah.
But I started fighting for Melchor Chavez, and I believe it was in '94. 95.
So right after the baseball thing, you went more.
About a year later.
Did you have any professional kickboxing matches?
No, sir, no, not yet.
Did you ever think of doing that too?
I thought about it, yeah.
Would you still do it?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'd rather concentrate on boxing though, right? Because I think boxing is more where the money's at. I mean, seems a little more accepted, a little bigger. You know, not necessarily a better sport, but a bigger sport maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. There's more money in boxing, from what I hear anyway. You know, I don't really know what the kickboxing profession pays, and you know, it's not real popular here in the United States. So as for now,
Right.
Mostly in in Thailand and Japan and places like that. But yeah, I'd like to concentrate on my boxing career for now and see where that takes me.
Okay, now let me ask you about your last fight. Maybe a subject you probably don't care to talk about too much, but it was a heck of a fight. I remember it very well. But I knew, a lot of the people at ringside didn't know, but I knew that that Mr. Terrazas was a pretty strong fighter. And I was telling everybody, this guy's going to really test Adriano, and I think he sure did, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, definitely. He tested me. He, like I was telling Henry the other day, you know, I learned from that fight. I learned a lot from that fight because, you know, you got to go into a fight thinking, like if it's a champion in every fight, yeah. And, you know, I had won 3 previous fights before that, and
very easily.
Very easily, yeah. So I figured, you know, that I could go in there and take care of business. But I felt I was boxing Jose Terrazas pretty good in the first 3 rounds, and then in the 4th round I came out a little bit too aggressive. I believe I should have stayed on the outside and boxed him a little bit more.
Did you think maybe you wanted too anxious to close him out to finish him off?
I believe so, yeah.
It looked like you were in control of the fight, and then all of a sudden.
Exactly. I thought I had hurt him with a couple of body shots in the previous rounds, so I thought I could go out there and, you know, and put some more power punches together and put him away, but that wasn't the case. You know, I ended up dropping my hands, and he caught me with some good shots, and you know, I give credit where credit's due, and I give credit to Jose Terrazas because he beat me fair and square. You know?
It was a good fight, and I think I agree with you there. I think it was fair and square, nothing dirty about it. So that's the way the sport goes. You know, one of you has to go. And would you like to have a rematch with Mr. Terrazas?
Oh, definitely. I'd love to have a rematch with Jose Terrazas. You know.
You think have you asked Lenny Fresquez, maybe your promoter, maybe he can work that out for you?
No, I haven't spoken to him about that yet, but I will.
It was a good fight last time, man. I'd love to see it again. Okay, well, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Dan.
And this is Adriano Sanchez. Keep an eye on him because I've called him a prospect to watch in New Mexico, and I think you're doing well, and we'll see how you do tomorrow night. That's going to be a big test for you tomorrow. We'll see how you come back. I expect you to come back strong.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adriano.
All right. Appreciate
All
it.
right.
Fly from the back seat. If you're caught in the
Okay, so amazing Adriano Sanchez will take on Eloy Miera, who you see climbing into the ring right now. Junior middleweight bout. Amazing Adriano Sanchez, the big power puncher out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we're about ready to go up to the ring announcer, Ernesto Suazo.
Ladies and gentlemen, esto hay próxima pelea, señoras y señores. Categoría Welter, 4 rounds, 4 rounds. Presentamos a los jueces. Daniel Cisneros, Miguel Sánchez, Al Martínez. Presentamos a los protagonistas. A mi izquierda, en la esquina roja, Red Corner, vistiendo pantalón rojo y blanco. Es el debut profesional, 148 libras. Él viene desde Albuquerque, Nuevo México. Aquí está Eloy Miera. En la esquina azul, Blue Corner, 150 libras, vistiendo pantalón rojo y blanco. 150 libras, 3 victorias, 1 derrota, 3 ganados, la vida rápida, local. De Albuquerque, Nuevo México, Adriano Sánchez. El referee, el señor González.
Okay, we're ready to go. Adriano Sanchez and Eloy Miera in this one. You're watching the 8-Count Boxing Hour on Community Cable Channel 27 in Albuquerque. And our other stations around the country, thanks for tuning in tonight. Eloy Miera and Adriano Sanchez. Here we go, round one underway. Adriano, let's see, both men are wearing red trunks, so Adriano Sanchez is the taller of the two. He's got the gold stripe down the side with the with stars, I think, on it. And Eloy Miera is the man bullying his head, lowering his head and moving in on Adriano. There's a series of right hands, kind of slapping short, choppy rights by Miera, but Sanchez now counter punching, and he has Eloy Miera hurt. Miera was on his way down. Referee Tony Rosales is going to give him a standing 8 count. The ropes were holding him up. He was on his way down. So big punching Adriano Sanchez comes back with his explosive power. It's over. The referee has waved it off. Okay, this one is all over. Referee Al Martinez, I believe, or was that Tony Rosales? It is Tony Rosales. Referee waves this one off in the first round. So Adriano Sanchez comes back big, quick knockout. Didn't get to see much, but we know about the explosive punching power. He still has it. First round technical knockout in the books for amazing Adriano Sanchez. It didn't take long for him to get rid of Eloy Miera. Yeah, Miera didn't look ready to go against. Let's go up to Ernesto Suazo and get the call.
Señoras y señores, tenemos el tiempo oficial. Time is 41 seconds and the first round. 41 segundos al primer round. Ganador de Albuquerque, Nuevo México, Adriano Sanchez.